Welcome back. Former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations and presidential candidate Nikki Haley has long spoken out against China. She's been one of the most vocal critics, and now it is a critical part of her presidential campaign. She's outlined a comprehensive plan for countering the threat from China. If elected, the first step, root out Chinese influence in the United States. It's a long project. Second step, protect our economy. And third, transform the U.S. military. You could call these aspirational, perhaps. Haley spoke at the think tank, the American Enterprise Institute, about the China threat earlier today. Here she is.
China has spent decades preparing to fight. It has played us like a fiddle. Our leaders have responded with apathy and even applause. The hour is late. But it's not too late to wake up. Peace depends on it, and freedom demands it.
All right, joining us now to discuss, former Trump department official Morgan Ortagus, who's in New Hampshire tonight. Morgan, you've been saying this for a long time.
Yeah, and I think even Nikki Haley gave President Trump credit for sounding the alarm, although in her speech today, she was named a couple different policy proposals that would differentiate her from other people in the field and that would have an impact directly, actually, on American business if she were to win the nomination and ultimately the presidency. Those two things, Leland, were, number one, she said that she would cut off all technology transfers from American companies to Chinese companies if those Chinese companies are doing business with the PLA, with the Chinese military. So that can certainly impact investment flows. We saw in the Wall Street Journal today a long article about Sequoia, major investment firm in the United States, which has essentially severed its China arm because of these types of proposals from candidates. She also talked about something, again, that would affect every American, of taking China's normal trade relationship with the United States and sort of taking that off the table, getting rid of that if China doesn't stop the precursor chemicals to fentanyl, if it doesn't stop those from entering our country. So all the Republican candidates are being quite hawkish on China, Leland. Those are two proposals today out of a long 30-minute speech on China that really stuck out to me, because not only are they different policy proposals, they're proposals that would directly affect American business.
Yeah, and there was to talk about trade relations and on and on and on and on. Pretty, fairly meaty policy speech. Bill, this I think is interesting. This is a line here from the speech. Trump also showed moral weakness in his zeal to befriend President Xi. Trump congratulated the Communist Party on its 70th anniversary of conquering China. Nikki Haley. This is now another issue that was always seen as Trump's strength. Nikki Haley hitting Trump on China, Ron DeSantis hitting Trump on the border. This is the first time we've ever seen him hit essentially from the right.
Yeah, and I think, look, that's what you're going to see more and more in the 2024 primary field, because they have to be able to try and knock Trump down off of the pedestal of being the China hawk that's really pulled the party to that position. What we're really seeing is a lot of the presidential candidates on the Republican side coalesce around the Trump agenda and claiming to be the success of those policies without the tweets.
Yeah, I have a friend who calls it MAGA without the crazy.
Yeah, but that still doesn't get them to the end zone, the competitors in the GOP nomination, because they can't attack him personally. He's got a lot of personal flaws and a lot of legal issues. So they've got to figure out a way to grow to 30 or 40% while adopting his agenda, because they want that MAGA support. But the fact of the matter is, up to date, no one's been able to do that. No one is more popular than Donald Trump. And the only way in political or elections you get more popular, you knock the top candidate down by attacking him. And that's turned on its head politically right now.
Completely. What's interesting is that it seems like, and Nikki Haley definitely went away from the strategy for the day, but it seems like Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, they've been attacking Ron DeSantis. It seems like number two is enemy number one, not only from people further down in the race, but from former President Trump himself. In fact, today when Trump was speaking in New Hampshire, he said, don't attack third, fourth, fifth place. Attack number two, which I find that to be so interesting. Obviously, he views DeSantis as a threat, but I mean, he's so far ahead of DeSantis.
Didn't Republicans already go through this in 2016 because Jeb Bush was public enemy number two?
Yes.
Morgan, thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.